and we're actually looking to add a nurse practitioner to help his clinic because he's getting so busy he can't be in the OR as often as we would like. So his volume has gotten more and more. He's doing a really, really good job for us. And then I think the big thing that at least I've been waiting, and I know I've been talking about it with people around the city, our behavioral health unit is set to open October 6th. So it is an acute adult behavioral health unit on the 4th floor. You may or may not know this. Really, since I've been there, we've not really had a lot going on up there. It was kind of empty space when I got there. We have done a renovation, about $1.3 million to really bring that up to code, and it looks really, really good. Still got a little bit to go there, but they're getting really, really close. So October 6th is when that will kick off. We do have an open house scheduled for October 7th, so that is the Thursday before go live. Everyone's invited, the entire city. There will be, if you've not already received some of the invites to come to that, but it is a really, really exciting opportunity, not only for our hospital, but for the Hillcrest system. It's a need. We hear from Stillwater, we hear from Stroud, Bristow, Pawnee, all of them are needing a place to help take care of these patients. So we're glad we were able to step up and do that. So we're really, really excited about that. Again, October 6th. And that's really kind of what we have going on. It is a big lift, and we are trying to get that punched in and get it finished. So that's kind of where we are. So any questions for me, anything?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Shell. Does anyone have any questions?
Just congratulations on the behavioral health. I know you guys have been working on it really hard. And just two little simple things that you might be able to answer. This commission helped buy I'd call it a stainless steel sawzall. and helped you guys buy that with, I think, a lot of help from the foundation and also a color mammogram.
Yes.
And just can you give us an update on those two little items?
Yes, absolutely. So the stainless steel sawzalls are the orthopedic power saws, and I can honestly tell you, probably in 100 miles any way you go, we probably have the best power saws there are that money can buy. They're pretty awesome, and it's when Dr. Joyce comes, he's like, "Hey, can I take these back to Tulsa with me?" And we're like, "No, sir, you cannot." So we gotta almost frisk him before he leaves to make sure that he leaves them. The 3D mammography machine has been I can't state how beneficial it's been for the hospital, for the women in the surrounding area. As a matter of fact, my wife has come, and she probably wouldn't care for me telling everyone that on public TV, but she's even taking advantage of it. It is as good a machine as there is anywhere in the state of Oklahoma. It is something to see. So we are so excited about that. And we're seeing people coming from as far as Glenpool, Sapulpa, Manford, excuse me, all the way down to, or all the way up Pawnee a little bit, Yale, Oilton, as far west as Chandler are coming to take advantage of that. So yeah, now our goal is how do we help more people be able to get in quickly, make their experience better, work with getting them scheduled in a more timely manner. So that's kind of what we're working on for those. But I mean, it's been a big win for the hospital and the community for sure.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah.
Any additional questions, Mr. Shell? No? Well, as always, thank you for the detailed update.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, have a wonderful evening.
Good
Thank
job,
you.
John.
Appreciate it.
Okay, we will move back to item 2, consent agenda. Having read the consent agenda, would anyone like any items removed?
I'd just like some clarification on one item. We had Admiralty Clean, on a couple of the properties. There were 3 items where we had done some cleanup. I just wanted to find out more about those properties and see.
Is this on the?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
I went out of
Yeah, yeah,
order,
yeah.
so, okay, we'll
No,
come
you're
back to
good.
that. Okay, on the CIA consent agenda, which it just has 2 items, CIA claims and approve the minutes from our previous meeting. If no one has any items they would like removed, I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I have a motion from trustee Lofton to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
I second
I have a
that.
second from trustee Branyan. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. All right, the consent agenda is approved by a vote of 5-0. And that concludes our business on our special meeting, special joint meeting. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion from trustee Lofton to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second
All
that.
right, second from trustee Branyan again. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. All right, that meeting is adjourned at 7:13 PM. So now we will call to order the regular meeting and agenda of the Board of Commissioners for the City of Cushing. Mrs. Worthy, will you please call roll?
Mr. Brandon?
Present?
Mr. Lamb?
Here.
Mr. Beasley?
Present.
Mr. Lofton?
Here.
Chairman Robertson?
Present. The chair recognizes a quorum. Thank you, Mrs. Worthy. We have already done the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, so we will move to, we have a couple proclamations, which we haven't done in a little while this evening, so I'm going to go to the podium and read the proclamations and invite some folks up for those readings. Okay, our first one is Constitution Week, and we have some representatives from Daughters of the American Revolution here this evening. We have Lee Denny, Susie Crowder, and Sue Medlock. So if you would like to come join me up here, I'll read the proclamation, and I believe they have a few words they'd like to say. Welcome. All right, a proclamation. Whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government in a republic dedicated to rule by law. And whereas September 17, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document in its memorable anniversary and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate it, and whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, B.J. Robertson, Chairman of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Cushing, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through September 23rd as Constitution Week, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedom guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Cushing, Oklahoma, to be affixed the 15th day of September of the year of our Lord, 2025. All right, and I want to present this to Mrs. Medlock.
Thank you.
And,
I just want to thank you all for this meaningful proclamation recognizing the Constitution Week. Also, I want to thank you all for supporting the Daughters of the American Revolution's efforts to honor our nation's principal rights. Thank you. And Lee Denny needs to say a few words.
I really don't. You said it all. But again, also thank you for this. May we never forget the founding fathers. The main author was James Madison, but he had lots of help. It's a document that has stood the time of 238 years. And in these times, as was mentioned in the prayer, I think it's good that we fall back on some of the principles that our founding fathers had for us. And that they didn't always get along, but they also did it peacefully. So I hope that through the founding fathers and the things that we've done. I want to give my thanks to Sue Medlock. Every year she's our Constitution Week chairman, and she takes it upon herself to do a variety of activities, so we're very fortunate to have her. And just so you know, Grace Ellsworth is our state regent for all of Oklahoma for the Daughters of American Revolution, so we're also very proud of that. Thank you for your time, and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, we want to once again thank the representatives from the Daughters of the American Revolution for being here to celebrate the Constitution and Constitution Week.
Mr. Chairman, may I say one thing about
Yes.
the DAR? They have purchased and installed two real nice benches in the Memorial Park on the walking path, one of which is by two monuments recognizing, I guess they are all veterans of World War I and World War II. So thank you guys for that contribution. Oh, well, great.
Wonderful.
Never fear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, our second proclamation this evening is a proclamation recognizing Public Power Week. And for this proclamation, I'd like to invite our electric superintendent, Mike Starks, up to be presented with this proclamation. Okay, proclamation recognizing Public Power Week, October 5th through 11th, a week-long celebration of Cushing Public Power year-round service to the city of Cushing. Whereas we, the citizens of Cushing, place a high value on local choice over community services, and therefore have chosen to operate a community-owned, not-for-profit electric utility, and its customers and owners of our electric utility have a direct say in utility operations and policies. Whereas Cushing Public Power provides our homes, businesses, schools, and social services and local government agencies with reliable, efficient, and safe electricity, employing sound business practices designed to ensure the best possible service at not-for-profit rates. Whereas Cushing Public Power is a valuable community asset that contributes to the well-being of local citizens through energy efficiency, customer service, environmental protection, economic development, and safety awareness. Whereas Cushing Public Power is a dependable and trustworthy institution whose local operation provides many consumer protections and continues to make our community a better place to live and work and contributes to protecting the global environment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Cushing Public Power will continue to work to bring low-cost, safe, reliable, and sustainable electricity to community homes and businesses just as it has since 1936, the year when the utility was created to serve all citizens of Cushing. Be it further resolved that the week of October 5th through 11th be designated Public Power Week to recognize the immense sense of pride in Cushing Public Power and their contributions to the community, to educate consumers, policymakers, and employees on the benefits of public power. And be it resolved that our community joins hands with approximately 2,000 other public power providers in the United States, all working to build strong communities in this celebration of public power. All right, thank you.
One, I would like to say thank you very much for the proclamation as well. I don't know what the citizens really think about what public power means. How we invest back into our community. A lot of the IOUs, they just put the money back in their pockets, in their investors' pockets. City of Cushing, I'll be very proud of allowing the council to make certain upgrades to our system and make it more reliable. You know, a lot of people don't understand that for the past 4 or 5 years, 6 years running that we literally have to go out there and bounce power back and forth from one substation to another, and allowing us to do this upgrade out here on the east side of town definitely took a load off of my nightless sleeps and a load off my guys to be able to keep the reliable power on. And thank you very much for you guys to allow me to do that. Thank you for the citizens to allow us to be able to work for them, and I appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, thank you again, Mike Starks and the electrical department for all you do to keep our power running. Let's celebrate Public Power Week this week. All right, item 2, consent agenda. I believe.
Yes.
Okay, are there any questions for quick clarification or any items any commissioners would like removed for further discussion?
We have an item on page 8 for Admiralty Clean LLC. I was just wanting some more information about the project. The third line doesn't really tell what address it's for. It's for demolition for $1,575. And I just wanted to find out what projects we're working on there. It looks like we're doing some cleanup, maybe of some residences or some city properties of some kind.
Yeah, Caleb, you want to speak to that, please, sir? And as he's making his way up, what you're referring to is one of the claims that was paid to them. Yes.
So I don't think there was actually a demolition for Admiralty on there. It was all rubbish abatements and weeds and grass abatements. The property I believe you're referencing for the $1,500 was on 2nd Street, and it was just I think it's a 3-day project where they hauled off bukus and bukus of rubbish. So I don't feel prepared. I apologize, but that's all it was. It was just a rubbish abatement that had been through our code enforcement process.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dawes. All right. Any further items for a quick clarification or to be removed for further discussion? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
All right, I have a motion from Commissioner Lofton to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
I second that.
I have a second from Commissioner Branion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The consent agenda is approved by a vote of 5-0. Item 4A, scheduled business, authorize the chair to execute an annual lease agreement renewal with Project Heart to provide food service at the Senior Citizens Center. And for an explanation on this, we will call to the podium Assistant City Manager Derek Griffith.
Caleb's tall, isn't he? Well, good evening. Thank you all. This is an exciting one because I think it's something good to share at the Senior Citizens. But before I ask Executive Director Chris Harden to come up and speak, I just wanted to give you a little background on this. For a long number of years, we've been unable to determine exactly how long Project Heart has leased a space within the Senior Citizens Center to provide food service, which is an awesome service to the people and patrons that visit that facility. It's been a good relationship, and it's much appreciated. So, Ms. Harden, if you'd like to come say a few words, I'd invite you up.
Let me get up. Oh, please.
Well, good evening, and thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for asking us. Is it proper to hand out?
Sure, I'll hand them for you.
It's not gratuity or anything, it's just. Well, good afternoon, or night, or what is it? Whatever. It is a pleasure to be here in Cushing, Oklahoma. And I want you to know that we spent a little money here. We ate here so that you would all get the sales tax. So we're trying to take care of you already. I say that because I used to be on the commission in Shawnee. I was mayor for 12 years, and I know what you go through. So, but it was all fun, isn't it fun? Mm-hmm. I see all the everybody. Yep. Project Heart, we are so happy to be in Cushing, and Cushing is one of our larger sites. We have 10 sites located in 4 counties, and Cushing is the largest. Right now, it's kind of fluctuates between Stillwater and is that town south? Is it south? Do you know what I'm talking about? Stillwater. It fluctuates between Stillwater and Cushing being our largest. Right now, Cushing is serving more people. You serve about 100 people a day at the Cushing site, And that is a good number. And we're so happy to be able to continue to do that. Just to tell you a little bit about Project Heart, as I said, we're located in 4 counties. We operate on a grant, state and federal. We operate on state, federal, and donated funds. We have lots and lots, because we operate on grants, we have lots and lots and lots of policies. But all of our sites, all 10 sites, we operate the same. If the food in Cushing is this, it's going to be the same in Maud, Oklahoma, or in Shawnee. So we all want it to be, we want it to be consistent. We don't want to show favoritism to anybody, because that's not good business. And so, again, we appreciate being here. Do you have any questions on how we operate, why we operate the way we do, why we have so many policies? We get federal and state money, I can tell you that. Then we have our own. So I would like to entertain some questions, if you would be so inclined to ask something. Something easy. Do any of you, y'all are not old enough to use the site centers, are you? You have to be at least 60.
I'm too young, but
I kind of thought you were.
My wife delivers meals for y'all.
Okay, wonderful.
Twice a week.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we do have a lot of good volunteers, and we have a good partner, Miss Debbie back here. We have a very good partner, and we appreciate her very much, that everybody knows their boundaries and we can all get along. So it all helps when everybody knows where they're supposed to be. So, and stay in their lane. So we have some that don't do that, but in Cushing, Oklahoma, we do not have that problem, and we appreciate that very much. We met with the city manager and the assistant city manager the other day, and they were very, very gracious, and we appreciate their time in taking the time to meet with us and making sure that we're all on the same page. That always helps. So, any questions?
I don't have any questions. I just want to say it's a wonderful service to the community, and I know we've had a long-standing relationship with Project Heart, so we greatly appreciate what you do here in the community.
We have had a long-standing relationship. I've been here nearly 28 years, and it was already going when I got here. So, but thank you very much for working with us and being our partners. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. If there are no further questions, I would entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion that we accept item 4A.
All right, I have a motion from Vice Chair Beasley to approve item 4A. Is there a second?
I'll second.
A second from Commissioner Lamb. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, item 4A is approved by a vote of 5-0. So we'll move to item 4B, authorize the city manager to issue a purchase order to Rave Mobile Safety in the amount of $7,500 for the purchase of alerting and notification software for emergency management and to authorize payment. And for an explanation on this item, we'll again call on Assistant City Manager Derek Griffith.
This is another exciting item that's been in the works for a little while. Going back to last August, which seems just like yesterday to some of us, when we had our water outage, one thing that was found during that event was we didn't have a great way to communicate with the public and those impacted, which was everybody on some level, some more than others, but everybody was affected. As in part of the after action and looking back at that event, one of the things that we identified we needed to improve on and do better is fill that communication gap. So I'd asked Director Reed in this year's budget process to identify a program and a platform to help us better communicate, not only in times of emergency, but as a way to, I won't say daily, but regularly communicate street closures, various outages, things that happen that we need to be communicating better on. So that's what you see before you is a program called RAVE. It's a tested program with some neighboring communities that are all in support of it, and it's come recommended to us from Stillwater. The public school system here uses it, so it should fill our gap.
Do we still use Nixle? Is that still around, or?
It is, it's a police department controlled notification system. It's really geared, well, it's paid for by the oil terminals, and it's geared more towards that aspect. I know it's been used in other ways in the past. It's just not an efficient and good way to do it.
Can we bring the Nixle communication into Rave as well? Is there a way to integrate those two possibly?
I'll let the technical advisor answer that.
It'll be an opt-in, well, there's two parts to it. There's an opt-in side of it, so there's a list of notifications they can opt in for, but we will also have the ability to push out notifications to them if they don't opt in. So there's some concern with the police department. There's just a couple things that Nixle does that Rave doesn't. So if we can get them to fill that gap for what they're wanting, what they're using Nixle for, then we may eventually do away with that. But that's what we've been talking about. So, but like I said, it's an opt-in service. So if you want notifications about weather, you can opt in, because we're not just going to blow up your phone, not unless it's just a dire emergency. So, but I don't know if that answered your question or not.
Sorry for all the questions about Nixle. It just dawned on me. I haven't seen any Nixle alerts in a long time, and that was a really important piece of our communication for keeping up with that. Are you all seeing Nixle alerts in any way? I haven't either. That'd be something that's worth us looking at. But if there's a way to integrate the two systems together, we should look into that as well down the road.
Yeah, well, I said they're two separate entities, but
Yeah.
but the Rave is more robust. There's more options for it than there is for Nixle. So like I said, if we can get them to pick up those two pieces that the PD's wanting, then maybe we'll just end up with solely Rave.
That'd be great.
So, but we can also use this for staff notifications. So like fire's planning on using it for callback. So it does a polling system. So if they need 2 call-ins to cover a shift, they can poll out, and they'll have the option to answer on their phone, yes, I'm available, or no, I'm not. And as soon as they get their quota met for what they need for staffing, it shuts off. So, but Stillwater says they send out about 1,000 alerts a day with outages and closures and stuff just for their staff, their internal staff. Of course, they have a lot more staff than we have, but the hope is that we'll use that for internal communications also.
That's great.
So not to get too technical, but if I'm understanding you correctly, people can opt in. So I'm assuming if we adopt this, we'll put out publicly some information how people can opt in to the service.
Yes,
and
that's
then
correct.
also in times of emergency, we can send out, whether they're opt in or not, a communication to users in the area. Is that how that works?
Yes, so this comes with, they call it Mobile Rave. So all of the mobile numbers with Cushing addresses are polled, and they will be in the system and will be available. There's some training and some certifications to add another piece to this, which is called iPause, which is your beep beep on your TV and stuff. So that will poll every cell phone that is in Cushing, that is within a geographical area that we determine needs to be alerted. We'll have the ability to push alerts to everybody, whether they're working here or they're just passing through. If they get into that plotted area, it will send them a notification. So if we had some hazmat release or something that we really needed to notify people to stay away from this area or evacuate, then you would have that ability to do that once. But I said that's another piece. There's some certifications with the Homeland Security and stuff, because they don't want to just give that to anybody. So, but that's a piece we'll add later.
Okay, that's what I was
Maybe
going
a
to say.
neighborhood
That's not
watch. Can we do something like that?
I'm sorry.
Neighborhood watch. Will it isolate down into neighborhoods or is it just Cushing as a whole?
Just Cushing as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah, but for clarity, the last piece he was talking about, the iPause, is not what you're considering tonight. That's an add-on piece and something different.
All right, any additional questions for Director Reed or Assistant City Manager Griffith?
Is this a one-time purchase, or is this another subscription service we'll be doing every year?
Yes, it's a reoccurring. It won't be that much. It's, I believe it's 5,000 for the renewal every year, so,
What is that based on? Is it based on population?
yes.
All right, any additional questions? All right, thank you both for the detailed explanation. Yep. All right, if no further questions, I would entertain a motion on item 4B.
Make a motion that we approve item 4B rave system, please.
Okay, I have a motion from Vice Chair Beasley to approve item 4B.
I'll
I have a
second it.
second from Commissioner Lofton. Any further discussion? All right. This will be a great upgrade for our community, so we'll now vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. All right, item 4B is approved by a vote of 5-0. All right, item 5, resolutions, item 5A, resolution number 11-2025, a resolution authorizing the Chairman Board of Commissioners to proclaim the holding of an election in the city of Cushing, Oklahoma, for the purpose of electing one candidate to the office of Commission Office Number 5 of said city. And for an explanation on this item, we'll call on City Manager Ryan Oxner.
Okay, so as you mentioned, there will be an upcoming election, and I believe we have some dates to offer some edits to, and I'm sorry, I'm looking to get to that point in my agenda as we talk through that. So if you bear with me,
Next week.
going through that. All right, abandon the electronic version and go to this. Apologize for that. Okay. So in spring of 2026, Commission seat 5 will be up for election. The filing period for that is in early December, and we want to make some edits to the resolution number 11-2025. It's my understanding the holding of the election should be on the 7th of April 2026 instead of the 31st day of March 2026. So,
Is that April 7th?
yes, sir. Apologize for that edit that was not caught before the agenda was posted. So, and likewise on the election proclamation, the companion piece, that edit the date should be changed from the 31st day of March 2025 to the 7th of April 2026. So I would recommend those two edits to those documents.
All right, thank you, Mr. Oxner. Are there any questions on this item for the city manager?
Yes, I do. And it's just probably a typo, but in my packet, 11-2025 deals with the credit cards.
Okay, let me make sure I find that area you're referring to. So is that on the city agenda or the CMA agenda, sir?
That is on the CMA agenda.
That's, on the CMA, we're on the city agenda. So that would be
So,
in the city. There's one for 11-2025 and one for 12-2025.
So there's the same numbers, one for the city and one's for the,
CMA.
CMA?
They can have, they have their own specific sets.
Okay,
of,
okay.
Resolution numbers, right? So there can be an 11-2025 in the city and also the CMA that have the same number.
all right.
yeah, thank you for bringing that up
I
and that
didn't wanna-
clarification, but yes, that is intentional.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, if no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve item 5A with the change on the resolution and the proclamation from March 31st, 2026 to April 7th, 2026, and then on the proclamation, March 31st, 2025 to April 7th, 2026.
I make a motion to approve 5A.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Lofton to approve item 5A with the changes.
Yes.
Would entertain, is there a second?
Yeah.
All right, I have a second from Commissioner Lamb. Any further discussion? If not, we will now vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, item 5A is approved by a vote of 5-0 with the changes to the dates. All right, item 5B, resolution number 12-2025, a resolution in accordance with 14A OS 2-417, establishing certain service fees for the use of credit card or debit cards to pay city or CMA obligations, including but not limited to utility payments, repealing any previous resolutions in conflict herein, and establishing an effective date. And for an explanation on this item, I would like to call on our Utility Office Director, Diane Barnett. Thank you for being here. And just for the general public, we did, if you would like to go back, and we did a workshop on this particular item and one resolution that's on the CMA agenda last month before our regular commission meeting. So if you would like some additional information related to these topics, feel free to go back and watch those meetings. And thank you for being here.
Thank you. This is exactly what we had talked about. You know, we did change it somewhat to the 3%, as you guys had suggested, which we still, we intend to diligently follow to make sure that we're doing right by our customers and the city. So we think that this is gonna be a good thing. It's gonna integrate well with what we currently have in place. So I think it's gonna be really good for the city in general.
Well, does anyone have any questions for Ms. Barnett related to item 5B? No? All right. I guess we talked enough about it last week, or last month.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Thank you for all your work on this item.
You bet, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I hate to be a pain, but in section 2 of 12-2025, I don't understand the language where it says calculated at least once per year into only. Is that a typo? Is there a word I'm missing? Intended to only?
No, that's a good question, Commissioner Brandon. So it appears as though maybe the word in, IN, is maybe not necessary. Do we know the intent of section 2 for the resolution? Number 12-225, it currently reads, said fee shall be calculated at least once per year into only recover the expenses allowed by and in accordance with 14A OS 2-417. My thought was maybe the word in is.
I think we did some rewording there and that was left in there, so.
Okay.
Just as a typo.
Okay, but the intent is just that it will be calculated once per year to make sure we're adequately recovering expenses.
Correct.
Okay. All right, thank you for catching that, Commissioner Brandon. Any other questions? If not, I would entertain a motion on item 5B.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd move that we adopt Resolution 12-2025, item 12B, with the typo in removed in the language.
Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Brandon to approve item 5B, resolution number 12-2025 with the revision to section 2. Is there a second?
A second.
All right, I have a second from Commissioner Lamb. Any further discussion? If not, we will now vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, item 5B is approved by a vote of 5-0. All right, we will now go to item 6, public input and unscheduled personal appearances. I know we have one individual signed up to provide some public input this evening. We have Mr. Jim Wilson. Is Mr. Jim Wilson here? All right, good evening, Mr. Wilson. We'd like to invite you to the podium. And we'll have 3 minutes to allow you to provide some public input. And thank you for being here.
I've thought about this for a couple of years now, but the senior citizen center down there has no security. And I don't figure you want to pay a policeman to be down there. Looks like you could get a volunteer that's, that's concealed carry or something like that, because they've been checked out by the OSBI. When you get a concealed carry or you renew it, it takes you about 90 days for this to go through. They check it both times, so you know that the concealed carry is a pretty good person. And I realize that, state law says no. But if you read the last 4 words in the Second Amendment, it says, shall not be infringed. So when the federal government made a law on that, and the state made a law on it, they violated the Constitution. And that's really about all I got to say, besides the problems we're having now. If God was pushed more in this country, then we wouldn't have the problems we're having now. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wilson. We appreciate you providing that input this evening. And we will take your input into consideration, so thank you. All right, if no other public input this evening, we will now move to item 7, City Manager's Communications, and we'll call on City Manager Ryan Oxner.
Thank you, Chair. I want to update you on several items and give you a sales tax report. First off, I want to inform you and the community that we have a new recycling option available. Staff has worked with Republic Services to locate a recycling container south of the youth center. It's available 24/7, so recycle. We get residents come recycle their cardboard, glass, and plastics accordingly. So glad to have that a little bit more readily accessible. As many folks have noticed, street repair projects, on-site construction has begun on 9th Street near the city limits, specifically currently there east of Lakeview. So that is down to one-way traffic east of Lakeview. So you can head east out of town, and that closure specific to that one-way traffic is expected to last 30 days approximately. So currently they have on-site construction staking and surveying going on in addition to some of their other work. So as a reminder, that's a $3.4 million investment between 9th Street and the other sections of Walnut, 3rd, and 4th Street that will be part of that project as well to improve the condition of roadways throughout town. Also, I want to mention here some public outreach effort that we made on the Planning Commission seat that is currently vacant. So interested individuals who would like to be considered for commission's appointment to the Planning Commission are invited to apply. The deadline we're asking folks to adhere to for that is October the 8th, so that we may prepare those applicants for your consideration later that month. So I want to thank everybody who has applied on that. We have received several applications and look forward to advancing all of those to you for your consideration. I also want to point out some projects at the sports complex. So the improvements have been occurring there. You remember last month you awarded a contract to bring some field condition improvements to the playing surface to help with drainage and to help with playability. That was about a $40,000 improvement that you awarded the contract for, and that work is nearing completion, and we are already seeing favorable results from that. Also, last month you accepted a grant for a multi-use trail project in that same complex. So that trail will connect the Tiger Trail to and through the sports complex and the fields there at that. That's a $300,000 grant that is provided by the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department. So design work is currently in progress on that, and we look forward to updates this fall on that project and the next steps that folks will see on that. Also, Memorial Park restroom, the contractor has set up their perimeter fence and provided a lot of documentation that we need on the materials and finishes and all those types of things that we need to review and make sure they meet specification. We are in the midst of that and completing that, so soon we expect to see that restroom torn down and removed in place for the new restroom that will be constructed there. And we know we got a big event coming up in the park soon, and the contractor, as part of their agreement, is required to provide some portable restroom facilities just to help meet the needs of park guests while that other one is out of service. So I'd like to also, in closing, point out the July tax receipts. Sales tax for the month of July compared to the year before was up a little over 14%, 14.04%. Incredibly blessed in that regard compared to how other municipalities have fared. So I just want to point out the hotel motel tax is up 96.52% from the year prior. So of course it's one point in time. Certainly doesn't make a trend, but very, very favorable results there on tax collections. So July is our first year in the fiscal year calendar, and so for the year, it's up, sales or tax collection overall is up 13.06% from the year prior. So we await to see how the rest of the year goes. We all understand the economic environment that exists, and so we will just see how the rest of the year goes, of course. So with that, that concludes my report, and happy to answer any questions you may have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Oxner. Are there any questions on the city manager's report? All right, as always, thank you.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Okay, we will move to item 8, Commissioners' community announcements. We'll start at the end of the table. Commissioner Brandon, do you have any announcements this evening?
No, just again, thank the DAR for their contributions, and that's in the park, and also have to remember that the Geographic Club gave a nice donation for the other activities in the park, which is the restroom being rebuilt, and thank them for that. And the only other thing I'd say is I'm going to continue to be concerned about yearly service fees to things. I see a couple items on here for the sewer that are just grinders, and I love the fact that you can buy a grinder and you don't have to pay a service fee to run it the next year. So I think it's something we need as a commission to look at, because the budget's getting in shape, but and I thank staff for really doing a good job, and especially for getting that sales tax up. But we need to keep chipping away at this budget pretty hard. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Brandon. Commissioner Lofton, do you have any announcements this evening?
Only thing I've got is thank you for that prayer. I thought it was very poignant.
Very much. Thank you. Thank you.
That's it.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Lofton.
Yeah, one thing I would say is that I'd like to get a report on Jerry.
Oh, he's doing much better.
Okay, for you not aware, Jerry Linder, with a stroke?
Yes.
Okay, had a stroke. I'd encourage you all to pray for him.
We seen him Sunday, and he's walking so much better.
Is he? Good.
Yes.
Okay, that's,
Well, with a walker, but he's able to
okay,
walk.
that's good. All right, you guys remember him.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Lamb. Vice Chair Beasley.
Good evening. I'm glad to see everybody here tonight. It's been a good meeting. Just want to remind everyone of the upcoming election that we've talked about tonight. It's an important time. We'll have an open seat, and I seem to remember often where we've had some scary moments where we have seats that are going to be filled by folks that aren't good fits, maybe a felony on their record or like bottom of the barrel. And that comes because we don't have a lot of people that are stepping up and are willing to serve their community. And so when we have opportunity like this to fill a seat, it's important. And so if you're capable and you have the ability to serve our community, I encourage you to be thinking about that now and planning and talking about what a difference you might be able to make. So it's really, really important. We are, like City Manager Ochsner said, we have a planning commission opening as well. It's a great opportunity for somebody who wants to cut their teeth and learn the city government. That's a great spot as well, and very, very important. I'm glad to see the hotel tax increase. It's obvious to me that incentives do work. Adding another hotel absolutely is the reason why that's up, almost 70%. I'm excited to see that, but I want us to pay attention as a community as to what growth like that does. I agree with Commissioner Brannon about recurring costs. I have a tendency to want to break open the consent agenda. It's full of recurring costs, and I want to challenge Mr. Starks to continue to look at POTS lines. That's something that bothers me every time I see those. It makes me twitch, right? And they're necessary in some ways, but we should ask ourselves annually, can we get rid of any more of them, right? They hurt to see those costs. And I want to remind the citizens this Thursday, one of our two fiber providers, new fiber providers are coming to go to Fredo's at 5:30 to do an introduction to those services. And so if you want Blue Peak Fiber and to find out more, then that's at 5:30 in the Broadway district. And so they would love to have you there. I want to reiterate how thankful I am for the prayer tonight. Just like you, Rick, I think that was really moving and very much spot on. It's been a hard week. It's been a real hard week, and I think that it's important that we do our part to love one another and to bring peace to those around us, and to remind each other that if we love each other, then we love each other, and tell each other that, because life is really short. My wife, I have a great report this evening. My wife has gone through her final surgeries. In January of this year, she was diagnosed with stage 1B breast cancer, and this week she has completed her final recovery surgeries, and she's well on her way to being back to the vibrant and healthy woman that we all love. So I love you, Dawn. So there's your example of tonight. Make sure you tell the people around you that you love them. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Vice Chair Beasley. All right, I just have a couple things. One, we received an invitation, and this has been posted online as well, but I felt it was important to mention this because this individual has meant a lot to this community and served for this organization for a number of years in different capacities. But on Saturday, October 11th, the Cushing Public Library and the Friends of the Cushing Public Library are having a dedication ceremony for the new outdoor library bench in honor of longtime resident, former police chief, former city manager Terry Brannon, for his years of service to the city of Cushing. And that will be, again, Saturday, October 11th at the library at 10:30 a.m. So if you can make it, please show up, show your support. Unfortunately, I will be out of town that weekend, so I'm unable to attend. But please, let's show him a warm welcome and for that dedication ceremony. And thank you for the Cushing Public Library and the Friends of the Cushing Public Library for honoring Terry in that way. I want to thank Republic for working with city staff to to work out the recycling bin that is now on the south side of the Cushing Youth and Community Center. So we now have two recycling options in this town. That one is available 24 hours. I know in my conversation with the city manager today, we're on our second dumpster, so one has been filled and switched out, but the first dumpster had some signage indicating what recyclables go where, and the second one that was delivered did not. So we're working through those problems, but it is available. It's my understanding they take cardboard, glass, plastic, and paper.
Yes,
Is that
that's
sum
my
it up?
understanding
Okay.
as well.
And aluminum probably, I would imagine. So And then the other option is Cushing Pride Recycling. That is every 2 weeks at the high school agricultural parking lot. Our last event was this past Sunday. It's from 12 to 2 p.m. every Sunday. So the next one will be in 2 weeks. We always have a good time and a good amount of volunteers that come down there. And we have a lot of traffic during that 2-hour time frame. So if you have recycling, bring it down. If you'd like to come help out and process the recycling, we'd love to have you. Lastly, just want to re-emphasize that we have our, a community event, which is our annual chamber festival in the park coming up on Saturday, September 27th. So it's always a fun event. So please mark that on your calendars. Come out, and that's all the announcement I have this evening. And our
Run that morning.
yeah, and the 5K grappler run is that morning. So if you want to run 5K for a good cause, that's the time to do it. I believe you can still enter all the way up until probably the day of the event. So with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, I have a motion from Commissioner Lofton to adjourn. Is there a second?
A second.
Second from Commissioner Brandon. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, we are adjourned at 8:02 p.m. We will call to order our last agenda of the evening, the regular meeting for the Board of Trustees for the Cushing Municipal Authority. Mrs. Worthy, will you please call roll?
Mr. Brandon?
Here.
Mr. Lamb?
Here.
Mr. Beasley?
Present.
Mr. Lofton?
Here.
Chairman Robertson?
Present. The chair recognizes a quorum. Thank you, Mrs. Worthy. Item 2, consent agenda. Are there any items any trustees would like removed for further discussion or have questions of quick clarification? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move we adopt the consent agenda.
All right, I have a motion from Trustee Brandon to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second from Trustee Lofton. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, the consent agenda is approved by a vote of 5-0. Item 4, scheduled business. Item 4A, authorize the city manager to execute a payment processing agreement with Tyler Technologies for Tyler Pay associated with credit card processing support and services. For an explanation on this item, we'll again call on Utility Office Director Diane Barnett. And so this is part 2 of 3 for that conversation.
It's okay, they're good conversations.
All right.
Okay, this is just the paperwork that goes along with any type of software agreement or anything like that. That's all it is. It just lays out what they're providing us. I don't know if it's in your packets or not, but it's just a standard form that just says that they're going to provide us with this service, and the minor fees are yearly cost of being compliant, and I think that was like $99. It wasn't very much, so, but I believe the city manager would sign that, so. Any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
All right.
It's
Yeah,
just-
thank you for the explanation on the Tyler Technologies for Tyler Pay. This will be the vendor that we use to process credit cards going forward. And if you'll recall, on the city agenda, we approved a 3% credit card processing fee. So this is just the vendor we'll be utilizing to process those payments. Are there any questions for Mrs. Barnett? Nope, if not, all right, thank you. All right, we'll call you back up momentarily.
Okay.
Okay. If there's no questions, I would entertain a motion on item 4A.
I make a motion, we approve 4A.
All right, I have a motion from Trustee Lofton to approve item 4A. Is there a second?
I'd second that.
I have a second from Trustee Brandon. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, item 4A is approved by a vote of 5-0. Item 4B, authorize the city manager to issue a purchase order to Cooper Machinery Services in an amount up to $83,915 for inspection and analytical service for unit number 9 at the power plant, and to authorize payment. And for an explanation on this item, we'll call on Assistant City Manager Derek Griffith.
Hello again. Over the last number of years at the power plant, we've made an effort, some of which was preventative and some of which was reactive, to go through engines, fully inspect and analyze their condition, identify repairs that need to be made, so on and so forth. What's in front of you tonight is to continue that mission and that progress, to look at engine number 9, which has not been looked at this in depth in a good number of years. So we think it's time. And that's what we're asking for permission for tonight. We do have Mr. Gerald here with Cooper, that we're asking for permission to perform the work. They're the original manufacturer of the engine, and therefore the right makes the most sense to do the work.
What is the engine worth? Just out of curiosity, if we bought a new engine, what would it cost? Just take a stab in the
Well, let me back into that. If you built a new plant, it's about $2 million per megawatt.
Okay.
And that is Willie, what's a kilowatt on that engine?
On 9, you're looking at about 2,700 running.
So,
3,000 be 100% red line.
3,000
So-
kilowatts. 3 megawatts. Okay.
For,
So 6
for
million?
engine, like unit 9 side, you're looking like 20 million.
yeah, it's,
So 9, just
it's hard to
to
compare.
support that $90,000 is not a lot of money for a $20 million.
No,
Fine.
it's not. It's not. And it's hard to compare what we have to what new is, because ours is not that. I'm not saying it's not
inflated
not
today, too.
functional.
It'd be a lot more expensive today than it was then.
Correct.
Thank you.
So Unit 9's in operation currently?
It is,
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
We just want to ensure that it continues to stay in operation.
It has a few bugs, some of which are its fuel source and how it's operating on natural gas. That's one thing we want them to look at that our current staff has been unable to resolve. That's one of the things, in a lack of better words, a tune-up to identify and keep it running
Will they do the
optimally.
tune-up, or are they just gonna say, this is what's wrong?
There is small things in there that they will adjust. Obviously, any large repairs are not included for this amount of money, because we know what it takes to do a total overhaul, which is a lot more expensive than this.
I don't know if your Cooper representative wants to say anything about it, but I was on the commission, maybe even before I was on the commission, I was very interested in the work on the other engine, and Cooper was very responsive and concerned about Cushing, and they sent a guy up here, numerous times, and I got the impression when I was there, they were sorry as we were if there was a problem found.
And there was numerous ones found along the way, but no, they handled it professionally, and we have no issue with recommending them to perform this work as well.
Fine job.
Absolutely. But I would, if you'd like to speak, I'd invite you up to add anything you'd like to.
All right. And it's Mr. Gerald?
Gerald, yes,
All
sir.
right, yeah, well, welcome.
Thank y'all for having me. Do you have any questions about what we have proposed with the analytics or the hands-on inspection of it? The analytics, what we do is we come in, we put sensors all over the engine. We will fire it up, bring it up to operating temperature, put it under load, and as it's operating, it is taking readings the entire time, and it's listening. It's picking up sounds from everywhere, and it knows where the crankshaft is in rotation, so kind of what's going on in each cylinder. We compile all of that data and go back and look at it, and then you can see what's going on during the combustion cycle, and you hear noises that should be there or may not should be there. And so it kind of helps us. It's kind of like a EKG that a doctor puts on you. It kind of gives you an idea of where to start looking. And with that, then we can go in and we can start looking physically, start looking for metals. We start looking for things. We will pull the injectors out. We'll stick a borescope down inside the cylinder. We can inspect the cylinder bores, see if there's any damage, anything going on, anything leaking. We will check the timing, the chains in it. As things get older, they start stretching and things kind of get out of whack a little bit. So it does have a tune-up with this inspection. There is a tune-up that comes inherently with it. Of course, if we find anything, there will be a full report, pictures and everything else of our findings. We check bearing clearances and things of that nature. we will try to reset the timing, adjust the chain tensions and everything back to OEM specs. And then once we're done with our physical inspection, then we come back and we do analytics one more time. So you'll have a before and after report of, you can see what it does on the analytics of it.
You do this during a lower power season?
Correct, at whenever deemed necessary. And with any preventive maintenance, it's at your schedule, not at the machines, because if you don't schedule maintenance, the machine will schedule it for you. Unfortunately, I think we found that out last time. It was like a 40-week lead to get the bearings from the manufacturer. Well, I think we beat that a little bit, but sometimes it's better to try to prevent this than go into problems once you don't have the parts and don't have the availability to get things done in a timely manner.
Can we operate without it then for a short period of time during a lower power consumption season? During that
Yes,
time?
it's standby right now, correct, Willie?
Oh, it is standby now?
It's standby currently.
Yeah, our plant is a standby plant. We buy wholesale from JRDA, and then we're at their mercy to provide power when needed, or if we lose power from them for whatever reason, we would be tasked with running.
And this is a dual fuel engine. It runs on diesel or natural gas. And I believe that's where some of the problems coming in as the transfer back over to natural gas as far as staying stable. And so that's one of the things that's in the proposal to identify and try to resolve.
Mr. Griffith said it's been quite a few years since we've had one of these. In the best of all possible worlds, how often would you do a analytic like this on an engine like this?
I know what our goal is, and I don't know exactly what the industry standard is. It's, my opinion is based somewhat on that, but about every 5 years, depending upon runtime.
Yeah.
And how many do we have?
We have 11 total engines, 10 of which are in service.
So 1 a year, 2 a year, 2 a year.
All right, any additional questions related to item 4B? All right, thank you, Mr. Griffith, thank you, Mr. Gerald.
Thank you.
Okay, we've heard the explanation, asked questions. I would entertain a motion on item 4B.
Mr. Chairman, I enthusiastically urge that we adopt item 4B.
All right, we have a motion to approve item 4B from trustee Brandon. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, I have a second from trustee Lofton. Any further discussion or debate? If not, we'll now vote. All those in favor of approving item 4B signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. All right, item 4B is approved by a vote of 5-0. Item 5A, resolution number 11-2025, a resolution in accordance with 14A OS 2-417 establishing certain fees for the use of credit or debit cards to pay city or CMA obligations, including, but not limited to, utility payments, repealing any previous resolutions in conflict herein, and establishing an effective date. We heard an explanation from Ms. Barnett earlier. This is the same item that we had on the city side, so if there's no further questions, I would entertain a motion to approve item 5A.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move we adopt item 5A with the same amendment dealing with the typographical error in section 2.
Okay, we have a motion from trustee Brandon to approve item 5A with the text revision in section 2. Is there a second?
A second.
I have a second from Vice Chair Beasley. If no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, item 5A is approved by a vote of 5-0. Item 5B, resolution number 12-2025, a resolution establishing that certain utility deposits may be returned after a history of good payments, repealing any previous resolutions in conflict herein, and establishing an effective date. So this is the part 3 of the 3 utility deposit items. And again, we'll call on Mrs. Barnett to come up and give us an introduction and explanation on this item.
This is a new policy that we hope to adopt that is dealing with the refund of utility deposits, and we covered it pretty much in depth at our meeting last month, but hopefully, you know, we'll have a good standard to use, which is 60 months or a 5-year with good payment history, no cutoff notices, and we can return that to their account. Right now, we only do that when you disconnect from our service. So we plan on having as little, you know, to get it back to as many people as we can, you know, but that we need to make sure that the payments are gonna continue on time and that, so we do have the clause, the little bit added that if it defaults, then we will have to perhaps ask for another deposit.
Okay. All right, thank you for that explanation. Are there any questions for Mrs. Barnett on this item? One question, and I think I can't remember if we discussed this or not, because we did have a lengthy discussion about this at our last workshop last month. If this is implemented, will we retroactively go review all current customers' history and then start issuing those?
Yes, sir.
For current customers? Okay.
Yes. I've already made some, you know, delving into it a little bit to see how it'll play out, but I don't really know because I can't complete it, you know, until it was passed. But I looked at it because they do have a really nice option in our Encode system that you can select the criteria. So I worked on that with Encode just so we could see that we could get what we had asked for, and it's quite possible.
Okay,
everything that we asked.
All right. Are there any other questions on this item?
I'd like
Commissioner
to add, if I could.
Yes.
Just, it'll take staff a bit of time to start this new process and to actually go through that and queue everything up. So just as far as residents and customers' expectations, this is effective January of 2026, January 1, 2026. So give us some time at the staff level to get our processes in order.
Mr. Chairman, I might say I've been mildly opposed to this, not for any particular reason. It just doesn't seem like there'd be that many residential customers positively affected with it, and may not mean that much to any given person, but I so appreciate staff and Ms. Barnett's work on the rate increase, where it was obvious that they tried to be fair and thought about a lot of issues. That I'll vote for this, even though it's going to cost the city some mild interest. I think it's good public relations things to do, and your commitment to fairness is admirable, and I thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Brandon. Any additional questions? All right. Thank you, Mrs. Barnett.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. I would entertain a motion on item 5B.
I'd move we approve item
All right.
5B.
I have a motion from Trustee Lamb to approve item 5B. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a second from Trustee Lofton. Any further discussion or debate? If not, we'll now vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no.
Abstain.
All right. So that is approved by a vote of 4-1. Okay, so we'll move to item 6, public input and unscheduled personal appearances. Mr. Oxner, do we have anybody signed up this evening on this agenda item for public input?
No, sir, none that I received.
All right. So the next item is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'd so move.
All right, motion from Trustee Brandon to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll say.
All right, second for Trustee Lamb. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. All right, we are adjourned at 8:21 PM. Thank you for being here and have a wonderful rest of the week.